It's halftime, but don't go anywhere because we have more live NCAA tournament action coming your way.
CBS Sports presents Pennzoil at the Half, sponsored by Pennzoil, specially formulated for today's stop-and-go driving. Stop, go, Pennzoil.
Hi, everyone. Greg Gumbel in our studio in New York. Welcome to Pennzoil at the Half. One of the games that some of you folks are watching is in Tucson, where St. John's has a 3-point lead on Northern Arizona, 28-25. Interesting to hear Mike Jarvis say that for a team that loves to run it up and down the court, he wants them to be more patient.
Well, sometimes you have to slow down just a little bit. You still want to control pace and play at a fast pace, but you need to make sure that you're not in a hurry. It's one thing to be quick. It's another thing to be in a hurry, and they've been impatient in that first half.
All right, meanwhile, in Minneapolis, at halftime of that game, Ball State leads UCLA 26-22. Kind of a shock for the Bruins?
I think so, because they averaged 76 points a game on the season, only had 22 at the half. Part of that is Ball State's defense. Ball State went on a 17-4 run. Their quickness on the perimeter, Clemens and Moody, really a problem for the Bruins in that first half.
All right, we remind you that our next round of games comes your way at about noon tomorrow, and all kinds of things to keep an eye on. We'll start off with Penn against Illinois, the number 13 seed, against the 4th seed Fighting Illini in the East. Also in the East, 10th seeded Seton Hall will take on number 7 seed Oregon. 2 games out of the South. Louisiana Lafayette, number 13 seed, and 4th seed Tennessee Volunteers, and UNC Wilmington will be taking on number 2 seed Cincinnati. Now, an action taking place now in Salt Lake City, Fresno State, Wisconsin. Craig Bolerjack and Barry Booker.
Well, less than 16 minutes left here in Salt Lake City. Fresno State on top of Wisconsin, 42-35. Bulldogs led by 4 at the half. Bulldogs in red, Badgers in white. Roberson with 15 and 2 boards. Bryant leading the way for Wisconsin with 9.
And phenomenal shooting from the field for Fresno State, helping them get to this 7-point lead against a gritty, tough defensive club in Wisconsin. But Fresno State and Courtney Alexander and Roberson doing the job offensively.
Dewaney hits another 3. You know, Wisconsin defense, that's what it's all about. Opponents shoot just over 39% on the season tonight. Fresno State, as you mentioned, hot shooters, nearly 62% from the floor.
Yeah, Wisconsin, after that 3-pointer from Dewaney, Wisconsin only down by 4. They're getting a lot of turnovers from Fresno State and getting offensive rebounds to stay close.
Dewaney 3 of 7 now from behind the 3-point line. He'll back it out. Take another 3 ball. Hard off the iron. Bryant has the rebound for the Badgers.
And there it is, Wisconsin coming up with a turnover, and now another opportunity off that offensive board.
Nice feed down low. Shot wouldn't go. Wills had a good look. Kowski rebounds.
Hammering the offensive boards. Wisconsin just won't give up. They're coming after Fresno State. Hanging in with hustle and hard work.
Did Bennett his message get across? I think so. Missed shot by Wills.
You still got to convert from the field. Wisconsin getting a lot of opportunities, but not able to convert on very many of them. Struggling from the field.
Roberson brings it up top of the key. Ball loose. And is picked up by Kowski.
So Wisconsin is yet to close the gap. It was a 4-point lead at halftime. It is still a 4-point lead for Fresno State. Meanwhile, in Cleveland, Midwest regional action, St. Louis and Utah. It's a 22-19 lead as they get underway in the second half. What about Utah? Seem to be sputtering out of the gate here.
Well, they only score about 70 points a game, Greg, and they need Medela to get going. They also need Jensen to get it going. And St. Louis is an outstanding defensive team. They get right in your chest, and they don't allow you to get easy looks.
If they're going to score 70 points in this game, they better get it in gear.
Yeah, they better step on the throttle in a hurry.
All right. The St. Louis Billikens and the Utah Utes just underway in the second half. Let's send you out to Cleveland, where Kevin Harlan and John Sunvold have the call.
Utah from the Mountain West Conference, where they finished with a regular season record of 10-4. They lost to BYU in the Mountain West semifinals.
tied for first with UNLV, and Billy Baino was co-coach of the year as UNLV Running Rebels, and co-coach along with Reggie Minton, Air Force.
St. Louis, we are just beginning the second half, 15 seconds in, and Jerry Killian in a very congested area just outside the lane dropped down hard, and the medical staff of the Utes out there taking a look at the senior from San Diego, who is a high school player, was the top high school basketball player in the San Diego area. He looks, with that expression, like he's in a great deal of pain. And they will help him off the floor.
So they will resume shortly, where St. Louis leads it by a score of 22-19. A timeout here, and then back to Tucson for the second half. Thanks for watching Pennzoil at the Half, everyone.
Pennzoil at the Half has been sponsored by Pennzoil, specially formulated for today's stop-and-go driving. Stop, go, Pennzoil.
So Utah will try to regroup, down by 3, just seconds into the second half.
As Rick Majerus said at halftime to Debbie, they've got to attack more, try to get to the foul line.
Cross-court pass, whistles over everybody's head and sails out of bounds.
11 turnovers in the first half, as did the Billikens. Too many for that guy.
St. Louis U shooting 40%. Utah shooting 33%. Rebounding basically the same. +1 for Utah, 18-17. Love with the mismatch on Metala. Outside Ferguson, who tried to go up and lost the ball. I think he just didn't have a good hand on it as he was trying to cock and fire. St. Louis back.
So it is still a 22-19 lead for St. Louis with less than a minute gone in the second half. We will send you back to Minneapolis for the second half of your game. Thanks for watching Pennzoil at the Half, everyone.
Pennzoil at the Half has been sponsored by Pennzoil, specially formulated for today's stop-and-go driving. Stop, go, Pennzoil.
And that won't drop. Rebound by Johnson, who saves it to Harvey and out of Jensen.
Well, good hustle. They'll get a third crack at the hoop.
Harvey for 3 again. This time it's nothing but net.
Not bashful. 40% three-point shooter. Has not shot the ball well tonight, but continues to shoot it.
And that ties the game at 22.
Harvey now 1 of 5 from the field.
Knocked away nicely by Harvey. In fact, he took it right in the face.
You know, this game will probably be won, Kevin, by a team that can put a little run together offensively. Both teams have done it on the defensive end. For St. Louis, Justin Love, only 4 field goal attempts in that first half. He had 5 points. He's the guy that they want to find and get him open.
First 7 minutes of this game began with an incredible pace and wonderful tempo. Wisconsin trailing Fresno State. There's a steal inside by Harvey. Texas winning today, and some other scores from the tournament. Busy first day. Johnson tailed by Love. Jensen feeds nicely as Metala tried to work his way across the lane and lost the ball. Let's check in with Debbie across the way. Deb, what do you have?
Thank you, Kevin. I just spoke to the trainer for Utah, Trevor Jamieson. He said Jeremy Killian has an MCL sprain, and they've got a lot of ice on it right now. They're going to go see the doctor soon.
Here comes Ferguson, who is tripped by Jensen as he went inside the lane. With 17:36 remaining. This game has been ugly, John. It's there's no two ways about it. There's not been a lot of artistry on the part of either team.
Well, I think both coaches understood coming in. We watched both ball clubs practice yesterday, talked with the coaches, and they knew it would be a physical matchup. Both coaches said, hey, our teams play outstanding defense. We've just got to find ways to score.
Ferguson gives to Heinrich. Feeds to Love. Ferguson thought about 3. Knocked down again. Another steal by Harvey. 14th turnover by St. Louis, and it results in that nice play right there by Harvey for 2, and Utah's on top, 24-22.
Well, good plays by Harvey to give the Utes the lead.
With Killian on the bench injured, his Utes on top.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship is sponsored by Paramount Pictures Rules of Engagement, Enterprise Rent-A-Car, Bud Light, and by Merrill Lynch.
We get set for the start of the second half, 26-22, and it seemed, Bill Raftery, to both of us that there was a turning point in the first half when UCLA tried to be perhaps a little too aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, and I think fancy will get you in trouble, and it did in this case. The ability to get out in the open floor, you feel you've got a chance, and Earl Watson has been able to do this. It does excite the home crowd, but you've got to just finish plays, and this one turns into a run out the other way, and Ball State got their footing, got their confidence, and got the lead.
At that point, when they tried to get it off the glass, UCLA was up 18-9. Ball State went on a 17-4 run and has a 4-point lead as we get underway in the second 20 minutes. And Rico Hines opens. Here's Watson. Not there. And it's taken by Josh Murray for Ball State. Dwayne Clemens, leading scorer, had a tough offensive first half. Back it goes to Mickey Hosier. 26-22. Murray brings it back outside.
A lot of automatic switches on the perimeter. A lot of pointing by UCLA as the exchanges occur. Inside they exchange as well.
Back to Hosier. Out there in Smith, who is guarded by Rico Hines. Off balance. Wow. Shot goes!
Well, it's going your way. The ability to elevate. Theron Smith knocking it down.
Ball State's largest lead. Gadzurik saves this one for UCLA. Capono, who has had a very quiet ball game so far.
And Capono's very good in the second half. He starts to light it up, so watch out for him. They need him. Alley-oop, yes! With
Watson to Luiso. Yes, indeed.
Oh, official stamp of approval.
28-24. Back to Hosier.
And I think UCLA has to know that's only 2 points, by the way, Vern. So even if you just catch and make a layup, here they get a turnover.
Here's Watson, Capono, left side. Nice move by Watson. And the foul as Watson, no basket.
I think Hosier with the little giveaway just before. Oh, is this exciting? Little screen in the back. Got Zurich, and how about the one-handed snatch and delivery? All in one motion. Try that on for size, huh? He'll be at the chiropractor.
Lavin looks on. This UCLA team has Watson at the line. They started out 8-2. The losses, Gonzaga turns into a quality loss.
Well, sure, Jason. Sneak up on people.
And Colorado State. So with an 8-2 start, they lost Rush, and then they really slumped. Went 5-9 during a stretch, including 6 losses out of 7. And then the win over Oregon kind of ignited things, and the big win was at Stanford. And they misfire from in close.
And a nice pass there behind. Very unselfish, unable to convert.
Hosier looks left. Dwayne Clemens. Little curl, kicks it outside. Smith for 3. Nope. And Gadzurik gets it into the hands of Watson. Back to Capono.
They do a nice job with that shovel pass. Oh, he's out of bounds. Got to know where you are. Oh. Watson will dribble at the defender and kick it back to Capono, but you can see Ball State preparation able to get out on Jason.
Rico Hines on the line, 8 UCLA turnovers. Ball State, Muncie, Indiana, coming in at as the 11th seed.
UCLA stays with the guy unless they can trade him off to somebody. Capono following Clemens.
Clemens, no. Gadzurik with another rebound. Watson for UCLA. Jerron Rush back on the floor. Little touch pass inside. Jump ball. Possession arrow. Ball State.
Wow. Terrific post pass. You got to come up with more than that. Can't commit. Got to pump. And you just see the excellent defense staying in position. The up and down. Good call by Ted Hillary.
Underneath. Over Gadzurik, in and out. The putback, no good. Tip. Gadzurik with another rebound. That's 7 boards for Gadzurik. Watson into the corner. Capono.
Where they are rushing out, closing out on him, forcing him to put it on the floor.
Watson looks inside where Jones guards Gadzurik on the baseline. Luiso, they go with the 2 trees in there, and the tip is no good.
And it's right now, it's not as effective. They're sort of in one another's ways. Both hands on the basketball there.
Josh Murray. Back to Hosier, right side, Theron Smith. Jumper, no. Loose ball. Gadzuric chases it down. And now controls it, gets it back to Watson. Over to Capono, spotting up for three. Yes.
Wow, what a stretch of the floor. And how about the composure of Dan Gadzuric?
Right.
Patiently, and they come back with a block.
Gadzuric with his 8th rebound. Here comes UCLA, 3-on-2. Capono again.
Oh,
got it again.
What a great stroke. Put the clinic on now, but it's the spread of the floor, the deployment as Capono straddles that sideline. And Watson with a wonderful look, and this is just terrific. A big guy having the understanding, pick it up, make a pass, cross court, a little nylon by Jason Capono.
Second half, St. John's by 3 over Northern Arizona. Big day here. Game 1 saw Oklahoma a 3 destroy 14th seeded Winthrop 74-50. Game 2, 6th seeded Purdue held on to beat Dayton 11 seeded 62-61. Then Gonzaga, led by Richie Fromm, raining jumpers, upset Louisville 77-66. And some other heroes from around the country.
Guys who you would expect. Michael Wright, Mateen Cleaves leading their teams, the higher seeds advancing. In fact, thus far, the only upset we've had in terms of the seeding is that Gonzaga victory over Louisville.
Almost a steal. Gephardt having problems in the backcourt.
10-second violation.
And a 10-second violation. That play made possible by Eric Barkley, all by himself.
Mike Adris not happy with his team's ball handling at that turnover moment. And that's the 3rd turnover in the second half. And we haven't played 5 minutes in the second half yet. They only turned it over 5 times in the whole first half.
Postel. Now Barkley.
Boy, Postel, when he catches the ball, he just looks like he means business on the offensive end.
Postel. Barkley for 3. He finally gets one to fall. Eric Barkley, his first basket of the game. He's 1 of 7 from the field. And look at the points off turnover, 16-2 St. John's.
And that's the advantage we expected St. John's to have, and Northern Arizona has not been able to counter that advantage with their 3-point shooting. They've only made 2 3-point baskets thus far on the evening.
Hicks,
make it 3.
They remain close, folks. 37-34. Under 15 to go.
And that has to be your goal if you're Northern Arizona, just to remain within striking distance so you have a chance to win the ball game at the end.
Barkley again, and the offensive rebound to Postel on the post-up. And the jump hook inside, good for LeVar Postel. 39-34.
Great strength and quickness around the basket, not bothered at all by that 7-footer.
Nice crisp passing by the Lumberjacks from Northern Arizona.
St. John's still doing a nice job getting out on the 3-point baskets. And LeVar Postel, who does such an outstanding job around the basket for St. John's, he knows he can take Land to the inside and takes him and doesn't worry at all about the fact that McClintock comes over. McClintock, 7 feet tall, but Postel just too quick getting the ball up over top.
Jump shot off the mark for Schwab. Here comes Barkley. Nice bounce pass. Jesse. Jump ball the call. Possession arrow in the favor of the Red Storm.
Haven't seen much of that from St. John's tonight. That is the transition game.
Now Barkley inbounding on the baseline.
Man-to-man for Northern Arizona.
Barkley. Postel, tough shot.
Oh, hits. What a move by Postel. Takes it inside, takes it outside.
Largest lead of the game for the Red Storm. 41-34.
And this is a situation for Northern Arizona. They've got to get some shots to start to fall, or they could find themselves way behind in this one. St. John's reacts so quickly to those passes around the perimeter. Just no room to breathe.
Nice dump down. Hicks and the foul. They won't go away. The Lumberjacks.
And LeVar Postel, we just showed you that move down on the inside. Talk about your tough shot. Rises and turns and banks. Then McClintock out at the top of the key, draws some double team attention and gets it inside to Hicks, who's converted fairly well down on the interior.
He has 10. And he missed that one strong. 13:27 to go, second half. St. John's, the number 2 seed, taking on Northern Arizona out of the Big Sky, the number 15.
And St. John's gradually taking control in the ball game as Northern Arizona continues to struggle with their offense. And now Barkley, with that quick move into the lane, draws the foul.
And the foul called on Lopez is second. And that is the first team foul against Northern Arizona here in the second half of play. So Eric Barkley, first team all Big East at the line. This one is good. Monday on CBS, if your parents lived right across the street, how far would you go to stop them from always hanging out at your place? You won't believe what Ray does to get his parents a social life on an all-new Raymond Monday on CBS. Commander King in the game for Northern Arizona. Second free throw good for Barkley, 67% from the field. Here comes the full court pressure. King and McDade walking up the floor.
Just barely got it across the timeline.
And they turn it over. Steal Barkley. And instead of the three-quarter court press, now they're picking up full court, and that's making a big difference for the Red Storm and causing many problems for the Lumberjacks. Largest lead of the game for St. John's. A look at the other side of the West bracket. Played in Salt Lake City, Arizona, defeating Jackson State. Tarkanian and his Fresno State team in the tournament. 45-36.
St. John's drops back into the zone.
Schwab takes it from deep, way short. Postel with the rebound.
What a great block out inside by Glover.
Out Chutney Gray backs it up and runs a play.
The key to the second half has been this St. John's defense, and then they've been much more patient on offense, running a lot of screens and cuts down along the baseline, getting good opportunities.
And a whistle. Foul called on McClintock. His second.
We heard Mike Jarvis say at halftime that he thought that his team needed to be more patient on offense, and they're running better stuff, and they are more patient on the offensive end. It looks like what he said before the game in the locker room, the fundamentals. Looks like they're playing better mentally, and they're having more fun doing it.
Backdoor Bootsy Thornton can't get it up and in. McDade with the rebound. And right now, it looks as if there are 15 white jerseys on the floor. The pressure really intense for St. John's. Schwab.
Bootsy Thornton really coming out on land, not giving him any room to breathe.
Here's Schwab. And he misses. Outlet pass to Gray, stolen away by King.
Nice job by Gray to cut off King. Thinking about those guys running at you, it's hard to shoot those threes comfortably.
7-footer on the bench, McClintock. Land has been quiet. McDade turn. Rebound inside. And another basket. Hicks has been all over the glass today. He has 12.
And now for Northern Arizona, they've got to turn up the tempo defensively.
Hicks also with 9 rebounds. 45-38.
defense for the Jacks.
Postel, 6 to shoot. Chudney Gray rebounded inside by McDade. .10:24 to go. They swing it, land wide open. He's off the mark today, and a rebound inside by Glover.
And that's a shot that he would normally make, a wide open three, nobody running at him.
He's 1 for 6 from the field. Barkley deals it, and a whistle and foul, a push on the baseline. McDade got it.
St. John's really keeps the pressure on you with their offense. Barkley, what a quick step to the baseline and then dumping it off to Glover. The big guys inside for St. John's. When the penetration occurs, they do not stand around and watch. They go to the basket.
First shot good. Saturday on CBS, hate and intolerance are destroying lives in communities across the country. Now Chuck Norris battles America's fiercest enemy. It's an all-new Walker, Texas Rangers Saturday on CBS. Both free throws good for Anthony Glover, who has 10. 10:04 to go, second half of play, 47-38 St. John.
Clock continues to run. Boone has it.
Wisconsin milking that clock.
Up top to Mike Kelly, the junior.
Burchell trying to feed Kowski down low on the block, trying that lob pass. Kowski a little bit off balance, unable to go get that feed from Burchell.
It's amazing. That's the only the 6th turnover in this game by Wisconsin. They've played 11 games, Barry, with less than 10.
Mike Kelly again. Numbers for Wisconsin, 3-on-1. And Kelly elected to take it out and run that clock once again.
Under 2 minutes, 6 steals for Kelly tonight. Well, he's done it all.
And Kelly leads Wisconsin all time in steals coming into this game with 196.
Good anticipation by Porter. Boy, instead of taking it up, he had a little fumbleitis there and gave it off to Abney. His first bucket in this half. 6 points for the 6'8 senior. Under 1:30 remaining. Wisconsin by 12, and a quick whistle and a foul.
Fresno's going to have to put Wisconsin on the line. That's going to be side out of bounds for Wisconsin. But Fresno going to have to continue to foul and hope Wisconsin will miss some foul shots.
Well, time right now for our Chevrolet Most Valuable Players of the Game. For Fresno State, Terrence Roberson, 17 points, 3 rebounds. And for Wisconsin, John Bryant. He put this game away with 21 points. He was hot from the 3-point line. Chevrolet will make a contribution to each school's general scholarship fund to reward outstanding students for their academic achievements and to assist those in financial need.
Wisconsin played the 5th toughest schedule in the country this season, battle tested, and doing the job on Fresno State this evening.
Well, the matchup Saturday will be Arizona and Wisconsin. 1 minute remaining. And the other semifinal here in Salt Lake City, it will belong to Texas and LSU. And tomorrow the madness continues here on CBS Sports with first round games in the afternoon and continuing in prime time. Make sure you check your local listings for the game in your area. Cincinnati will get a shot. A lot of controversy there surrounding Cincinnati. The number 2 seed, many thought should be a number 1. Boone rolls in the free throw.
And Wisconsin has done an incredible job here in the second half, forcing turnovers against Fresno State, creating scoring opportunities for themselves. And John Bryant, 4 straight 3-pointers from the left wing against the Fresno State zone, put this game away for Wisconsin.
Well, so Tark's run is short, but he brought the Bulldogs to the tournament for the first time in 16 years. The last 1984. Boone hit his first, got his first points of the game. A couple of free throws and a little fall-away jumper by Eli. He's got a dozen. Roberson was 17, but the story has been the ability of Wisconsin, Barry, to really shut down the nation's leading scorer in Courtney Alexander. Only 11, and he's averaging 25 plus.
With 19 field goal attempts, Courtney Alexander struggled mightily from the field, trying to shoot over Mike Kelly, who had an exceptional game tonight, came up with 6 steals. Did a really nice job on Alexander.
His season numbers, only 5 points tonight, 82% free throw shooter.
John,
2 of 7 from the field, though.
We've seen 4 games today, and this may be the most physical of any of the 4.
One of those games where you just grind it out, and that's 4 or 5 minutes. You hope you get hot and make some shots.
Love again. Rebound by Johnson.
You know, just all the big bodies on the floor, Kevin. It's just been really a pushing and shoving match defensively. And the guys that have had open jump shots have simply missed them.
18 turnovers for Utah, 15 turnovers for St. Louis U. Harvey inside, crashing into Heinrich, and that's a foul.
Number 4, Texas and LSU. That Texas-LSU game is going to be beef. A lot of banging. It'll be interesting to see how Arizona recovers in the sense of minutes because of their lack of bench depth. Will Lute Olson be able to hang here with Wisconsin, who has a lot of players that Coach Dick Bennett can go to?
Arizona had to work hard tonight to dispose of Jackson State.
Baseline slam. Roberson knocking the dust out of the net there. 19 points.
And as has been the case through most of this NCAA tournament, this bracket holding form, all the top seeds winning.
Jerry Tarkanian, you just witnessed his first round loss in the NCAA tournament. The final here in Salt Lake City, Wisconsin, with the 10-point win, 66-56. Let's take it to New York. And Greg Gumbel.
So Wisconsin, Dick Bennett's team, boy, you saw him earlier in the evening screaming and yelling at his troops on the sideline. They responded. They come back and beat Fresno State by a score of 66-56. Meanwhile, in Tucson, Northern Arizona and St. John's, 6:55 to play in the second half, and St. John's with a 49-44 lead. Let's take you out to the McHale Center and join the action. Gus Johnson and Dan Bonner are courtside.
49-46, St. John's leading Northern Arizona, but the Lumberjacks out of the Big Sky came to play.
And they brought their three-point game all of a sudden.
Glover throws it out of bounds. NCAA basketball on CBS Sports.
It is a battle royale, all defensively. Boy, the free throw line, and it hasn't been pretty. But you know what? When they come to the huddle, the coaches say, guys, it's even. Let's see if we can get it going somehow.
It is. It's like 0-0. 7.5 to play.
Remember the first 7 minutes of this ball game. Back and forth, up and down.
It was a track.
Nobody could score, and it was a fast pace.
Robertson to Redden, and back to Robertson. Then Utah that man-to-man.
Jensen,
free Love, aren't they?
Jensen staying with Love most of the time. Boy, doing an outstanding job.
Shot clock at 8. Jensen 6'7", Love at 6'2". Redden tries to ply his way inside.
Got to shoot it.
There's Brown to Love over Jensen. Shy and yanked off the glass by Phil Cullen. Here comes Harvey, and Pusey is hurt for Utah, hobbling to the other end. He's got a big wrap on his left calf to begin the game anyway.
Another big body limping for the Ute team.
Johnson inside looking for Jensen. That ricochets out of bounds, and that's turnover number 19 for the Utes as Pusey goes the other way in a world of hurt. They got that thing bandaged up in a tight grip. That's the kind of game it is. It's a blood and guts game. The turnover story right there on a tie game at 34 with 6.5 left.
Well, both teams defensively don't give you what you want to do. when you're running your offensive sets, but you have to have a little more patience, a little more spacing on the offensive end. Give yourself a chance to make a good cut. Probably have to set more solid screens than you would against another squad.
Jeffers is in. Boniak has it. Pusey is giving Boniak a lot of room.
And then
I'd go right at Pusey, wouldn't you?
I would, because he's having a hard time moving.
He's got the bad wheel. Shot clock at 7. Boniak on the perimeter. Here's Love. Shed the defense. Boniak set a great screen, which opened up the 3 for Love, and the Billikens lead at 37-34.
Solid screen, and Justin Love is the guy that can explode in a hurry.
Wisconsin beat Fresno State 66-56. A big win for Dick Bennett's team. Chris Mim in Texas winning by 16 earlier over Indiana State. And a foul called on Love, and Johnny's tagged with his 3rd of the game. LSU beat Southeast Missouri State earlier today by 3 in a very, very good game. As Medela checks back in. Inbound will come from Alex Jensen. Harvey is out there. Pusey stays in the game. Johnson and Jensen. And here's Johnson. Love sticks on him. To Jensen, off the screen by Pusey. The 3 won't go. The rebound by Boniak, and 5.5 left, and St. Louis leads by 3.
Well, ran a solid play, got some good screens, and Jensen missed the open one. Medal out of 4 personal fouls. See if they'll pound it into Brown inside.
Redden. It's Love.
And Medal has got to be careful. He's just leaning on the back of Brown.
Redden drives, going into the lane, and then gives to Boniak, and the shot clock again has whittled its way down to 9. On the back, Pusey is there, bad leg and all. Gutty performance by Pusey. Jeffers, a mid-range shot won't go. Brown is there to stick it up in a whistle, and they blow it away.
Foul on the push underneath.
And they call that on Brown, his 2nd on the freshman from Waterloo, Illinois.
They'll take a look at the left part. The push.
Standing job getting the ball to the basket with a 7-footer in there.
18 points for Bootsy Thornton on 9 of 14 shooting. Now Schwab, short. Here comes Gray.
St. John pushes it back out, and against this zone, they can afford to be patient with a 5-point lead. And now Northern Arizona back to the man-to-man.
Barkley knocked out of bounds by McClintock with 11 to shoot. Now Commander King checks in the game for the Lumberjacks. And LeVar Postel back in. Anthony Glover on the bench.
Have to try to keep fresh legs in the game against Eric Barkley. And don't expect McClintock to be out very long. He's going to exit just to catch his breath.
Three to shoot. Barkley takes the deep 3. And the rebound goes to Hicks. What a game this young man has had. Billy Hicks. 11 rebounds and 12 points.
Almost a must-score situation for Northern Arizona.
Land. McDade knocked out of bounds. No foul.
Johnny Gray just took it right out of McDade's hands.
3:38 to go.
And that was back in the first half, and that's the biggest lead either team has had tonight. 40, make it 34% shooting for Utah, 36% shooting for St. Louis. The Billikens have hit 4 threes. Utah has hit 6 threes. And the rebounding story, +6 for Utah, 33-27. Jensen to Johnson. Love is on Johnson. Shot clock at 9. Medela drives and aims and misses everything on the play. Harvey has it. 3 to shoot. Cullen for 3. Good! He ties the game at 39.
Good, solid shooter, Cullen. Sometimes the best shot is one you have to shoot. You don't have time to think about it. It's in the big one.
Well, 2 seconds on the clock. You better believe it. Here comes Redden. Now approaching 3.5 to play.
Cullen now 2 of 2 on the three-point line. What a move.
Oh, Redden with a jaw-dropping move inside for the Billikens.
The spin move. John Redden has been terrific with the basketball, the offensive end.
Billikens on top, 41-39. 3:21 to play. Inside to Medela. Hanging into the defense of Chris Brown. And a foul. And Medela will be at the strike.
Kevin, you will notice both teams have upped the tempo on the offensive end and now are putting it into overdrive. John Redden, the spin move, and no help from the weak side. The finish.
That was a beauty. Last year, Utah played in the NCAA tournament, made it to the second round, and then lost to Wally Serbiak in Miami of Ohio.
Wally World was popular then, huh?
He was an outstanding player for that ball club. Well, we've had 7 ties, 9 lead changes in this game. And the Utes come to within a point. Billikens on top, 41-40 with 3:19 to play at the Midwest.